Hello, and thank you for listening to your Friday version of Born to Be a Star. Born to Be a Star is a podcast where you get to recognize your star power, what you can do, what you can accomplish, and everything you can be. I dare you to look at your reflection in the mirror and love what you see in that reflection. Love everything you've gotten through, everything you'll get through, and everything you've become. And love who you are. If people want to tell you what you can't do, how you should be fearful, blah, 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 find a way to look at the good. I dare you to see all the opportunity, even if you don't know it's opportunity, it's there, and see it. Next part of our conversation, let's tune into our favorite part of our conversation. No media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed. Say lie to us anyway. I want to talk about fear culture today on No Media Allowed. And why am I talking about fear culture on No Media Allowed? The news stations like to fear the consumer by talking about things that can possibly happen and how we need to be so careful of this and so careful of that. And the politics, the political side of everything wants to convince you that you need to pick them because they're doing this or they're doing that. What are you doing that's directly affecting me in a good way? Okay, there's my question. What are you doing currently that's going to affect me in a positive way today, now? I want to know about that. Because if you're telling me to fear things, why am I fearing things? It's just very concerning that they use fear in a way to trigger our emotion and to trigger the decisions that we might make. Which is why I always try to implement in you that you should be fearless and you shouldn't let anybody tell you what to think, feel, or do. Because when you give anyone that power, then you're taking the power away from yourself. People always have opinions and thoughts, and they always think that they can tell somebody else what they should be doing. But that's just because they want to be powerful, not because they actually are powerful. There's a big difference there. And it's up to you to recognize what I'm saying and to be able to see things for what they really are, clearly. I've spent a long time thinking one thing just to realize that what I was thinking was kind of idiotic and stupid. Like, I'm glad I gotten to the point now where I really don't care about what people think about things because their opinions don't really matter to me like that because it's my life, it's not theirs. Everybody can do whatever they want. Like, the fact that the media uses fear to entice its viewer is stupid. Literally. It's just an excuse. Like, the more I think about news, it's an excuse for these people to get on the TV and lie. Like, because it must be fun for them. Like, if you actually sit there and cognitively listen to the conversation that they have, what does what they're saying pose to you as a person? Regardless of where you reside, where you live, where you are in your life, whether you're 12 or 92, how does what they're saying impact you? Like, what are they actually talking about? What's the conversation that they're actually having? That's what I'm trying to say. How does that conversation affect you? Because I can honestly tell you that, like, people are really naive thinking that people have the best thoughts in mind. That's not the that's not realistic at all. It's important for us to realize that they need us. Not only do they need us, they desperately need people to click on their things, to watch their videos, to listen to what they have to say. But no one's actually listening to them like that anymore. Like, the other night, I was on Twitch, because I like to go on Twitch at times and see what's available there. And Anna Kasparian was on TYT. And I kind of like Anna Kasparian. You know, like, I feel like she's very vivacious and she's very much opinionated. And she doesn't hide how she feels about anything. And I like that aspect of her because it's fearless. And I like women that are fearless. I like platforms that don't care about what anybody has to say. I also like that the Young Turks voice their opinions. There's a lot of other platforms that try to do the same thing too. And I don't agree with everything they say. I think some of the stuff is okay and some of it's questionable. Like, there's some situations where I just feel like it's not the responsibility of another person to take care of another person, because, like, how are you're not paying for anything for me, so why am I paying for something for you? Like, the idea that the government should be communistic to me doesn't make any sense. I don't see it. Like, that's not how I grew up. Like, there's no handouts. Like, if you want something, you work for it, and that's how you get it. I can't see anything outside of that. I don't understand anything outside of that. So the thought that people just get stuff and you don't have to work for it, it's confusing to me. But fear is how they convince their audience to live. Like, if they don't do this, how's this going to work? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. If you want good medical coverage, find a good job that has good medical coverage. If you want a higher salary, you got to go to college for that. Like, what are we talking about? These conversations are so evident. Like, if you want to live in a nicer place, then move to a nicer place, get educated, and figure out how to figure it out. Like, there's no universal handouts. Like, we're incentivizing people to be lazy bums. That's what is going on. Fearology in the news and the media. And then they want to just hyper conversate about the fact that Biden's doing everything he can do. Biden's not doing everything he can do. Biden doesn't care. Biden's already rich. His kids are old. Like, these people that are politicians, like, they already have money. They don't actually care. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, none of them actually care. Like, the only people that are being affected about their shitty decisions that they make is the middle class, tax paying, blue collar, white collar workers. They don't ever talk about us the correct way. No one's giving us handouts. The small group of people you want to give handouts to constantly get handouts. So they're always getting things for free. Why don't you make it fair? Like, if you're going to take my taxes, if you want to give me something back, give me back the tax money that you're taking. How about that? Just a thought. Just a thought. It's just bizarre. It's extremely insane. And I don't understand it, and no one can explain it to me. Why are you trying to rationalize shit? Why? Somebody tell me. And nobody can. So if you're watching something and you start to recognize that they're trying to fear you and they're trying to consume you with fear, turn it off and go to another station. None of these people can make you feel any way you want to feel. You're entitled to have your own opinion and feel whatever way you want. Fear isn't a way to fix a problem. It's a way for the problem to continue. Just maybe the noise from the problem isn't that loud. Moving on to the next part of our conversation. Thank you for tuning into this Friday version of No Media Allowed, No Media Allowed, No Media Allowed. They lie to us anyway. Because they do lie to us anyway, every day, anyway. Yep. Next part of our conversation today. What color have you dyed your hair? What color have you dyed your hair? I don't know. I've done blonde. I've done red. Really, that's really it. Outside of brown, I've done black. Really, just those 4 colors. I've always wanted to do like a fuchsia. I think I did fuchsia last spring. So I've done fuchsia, I've done red, I've done blonde, I've done light blonde, dark blonde, I've done platinum blonde, I've done brown, I've done dark brown, I've done light brown, I've done black, I've done like purple black. That's basically the colors I've done. I've never done anything like green or blue or any of those colors. But when I see people that have like different colored hair, I always think it's super awesome and cool. And I think there's different variants of colors that you could do. I was talking to Kyle and he was explaining how he does his hair and how he gets the hair different colors. And I found it so awesome. And I really like that. The different variations of color. Like, because it looks like it's layered. And I think layering with hair is very important. I like layers and variations in hair. What colors have you done? Have you done anything like orange or purple or green or yellow or pink or any color like that? I mean, there's also purple. There's so many colors that you could do. And if you are doing those vibrant colors, what kind of hair dye do you have to use to do it with? There's so many. Like, these are the questions that are important when it comes to hair. And you know I love hair. Next part of our conversation. Is the cold weather ending? Likely not. Like, I know in New England they want to pretend like the weather went up to 60 degrees and now all of a sudden it's summer, but it's not. That's just an illusion of like the weather. Like, it's still like winter. Like, there's no way I'm putting my winter coats away. There's no way I'm putting the boots away. There's no way I'm falling for it. It's still winter, man. It's still winter. Don't think just because there's a few days of niceness that winter decided to leave. No, it's still here. It's not going anywhere. Changing up your style. You can change up your style whenever you want to. You don't have to just do one thing and not another. Like, I don't know. I kind of like the comic book-esque Gotham City meets Vegas meets London vibe. I kind of feel like that. I kind of like wearing a lot of blacks, but outside of work, I really don't go anywhere like that. So, like, when I am going somewhere, I kind of just wear leggings and, like, something that's comfortable, like workout outfits. Like, I don't know, like, I predominantly just go to work and I have to dress up for that. So that's completely different. But, like, my actual style, I go for, like, a London, England style. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of also like the California vibes. I like to invite that into my style as well. And New York. I do a combination of all those things together. And if I find things that are cute, I buy it and I try to, broaden my wardrobe and make it a part of the wardrobe. There's nothing wrong with that either. It's kind of fun. You can always fix up your style. It doesn't just have to be one thing. It can always be more than one thing. So I invite you to try it. Next part of our conversation, believe in the impossible. What do I mean by that? Saying that you failed at something and you can't continue something and something is so difficult and how are you ever going to do this? I feel like that's detrimental to yourself. Telling yourself, I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is so hard. Like, I don't know how I'm going to finish this. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Blah, 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 blah. Things that are important are typically hard. I mean, that's just how it goes. Like, tests, exams, papers, getting up in front of people and speaking, taking over a meeting at work, creating something, being a podcaster, dealing with difficult situations, breakups, makeups. Like, just because, right, something isn't working out doesn't mean that's the end of it. It just means it didn't work out. That's not to say that you can't try again or you can't venture pursuing something else different. That's just saying that whatever was attempted, that didn't work out. Saying that the impossible is like it's over, it's never gonna happen, blah 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 blah. Doing that to yourself is bad. Because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if that road you thought was closed might open up again. Maybe you had the wrong key to that door, and now you have the right key to that door. Maybe at the time when you attempted to do something, it wasn't right, but if you try again, it'll work out. Like, we have to get in the mindset that we can do things, that we can get better, that we can accomplish goals, that if we try something, we won't fail at it. Maybe you have to be patient with situations and time, and maybe that's the answer. But believe in the impossible. You have to think that you can accomplish things. You have to know that anything is possible. And you have to put your mind to that and focus. Like, no one said Rome was built in a day. But no one said New York was either. It took a long time for New York to become New York. Just like it took a long time for California to become California. That's just reality. It might take a while for you to figure out where you're supposed to be. But that's okay. And you're not the only one figuring it out. We're all figuring it out together at the same time. And we should probably be nice to each other. You know, that's why I'm always like kindness instead of cruelty, and try to find a way to smile instead of frown, because there's always a way to be negative and be unhappy, but it's far easier to just be happy for no reason. Why not try it? The impossible is possible if you believe it is. I dare you to try. Moving into the next part of our conversation, shows we can't forget. So, shows we can't forget. I'm trying to think of a good show that we can't forget. Well, I talked about X-Files yesterday. That's definitely a show we can't forget. Another show that we can't forget, Game of Thrones. I didn't like the ending of Game of Thrones, okay? I'm not gonna lie. But the depth and the level of insanity in that show, oh, it's so good. We didn't really watch the show while it was actually on. We watched it after. But still, that show, it's something where our entire family looked at it together, and we would make bets on who's going to live, who's going to die. Jon Snow. It was just something that was just a part of our every week, like when it would come on. Like, it was just so entertaining. And I gotta tell you that it's one of the better shows that have to do with that time zone and that time area. And I gotta tell you that if you haven't seen that, you're missing out on something amazing. It's on HBO, and it is one of the best shows of the last 20 years, hands down. Maybe 30, 40, 50, I don't know. Probably 40 years. I don't know, I'm trying to compare shows that were created in like the 90s or whatever, because typically those shows come on TV, but you gotta like look for them. I'm a total watching snob. Like, when it comes to looking at things, I know how to find the old shows that were good and the new shows. I know how to look for them. Like, I think I even watched some episodes of something called Cheers, and I don't even know when that came on TV. I think that was either the 80s or something. It's a show about people going to a bar or something. Pretty okay. I watched like 4 episodes of it, but I can't remember where I found it, so I can't finish it. But Game of Thrones, oh my god, it just... You fall in love with the characters, you fall in love with the story, and then you just want more. And then you see the ending of it, and you're just like, what the hell is this? I definitely was upset with the ending of it. I didn't like it. After all those seasons and all the build-up, for it to end like that, it was just like, really? Really? Just really? I'm not going to ruin it for you, but you need to watch that. That's definitely a show we'll always remember, and it would always be there in the top 10 forever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Okay? Next part of our conversation. Will Mayor of Easttown return? I don't know if Mayor of Easttown will return, because the ending of that show left me like, I think that was the end of it. Could there be more to Mayor of the Easttown? Could it be another villain and another situation that was similar to that? Possibly. But is the mayor going to be in that town? I don't know. Like, this feels like this could be another show that's comparable to what is the name of that HBO show? There's another show on HBO that it's comparable to, where like they have to change like the dynamic of it, and they have to change the setting and everything. And I can't remember the name of that show for the love of God. Give me a moment. So I'm having a brain fart. Lord, it's Friday and you know I'm tired. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can find it. Don't you know what I'm saying? True Detective. Finally. It kind of reminds me like it's True Detective in a way where, like, in order for them to be able to replicate the first season of it, they're going to have to do it with new people, same vibes, but a different place. I kind of feel like that's what they're going to have to do with that. I can't believe it took me that long to remember the name of True Detective. The first season of that show, oh my God, you need to watch it. For real, it's really good. I think they would have to change up the scenery in the town for it to still be good. So I'm going to go with that. Who knows? Maybe it'll return. Maybe it won't. Mayans, X-Files, and the return of Snowfall. The return of Snowfall is coming soon, I think. Skip told me the date, but I don't remember it. It's probably on now, and I just don't know. Mayans, I still need to catch up with that, and I still haven't started watching it. Gotta pay some respect to Sons of Anarchy Jax, and I want to watch that show over too, but that's going to take me a long time, and I'm definitely going to be crying. X-Files. I don't know if I could start that show from the beginning because there's so many elements to that show, but it's definitely good, and who knows. Next part of our conversation, can they stop creating singing shows? How many singing shows do they need? Like, they already have so many of them. Do they just want to keep creating new ones? Like, everybody that can sing can already sing, and they probably don't need a show to sing about it. Like, I have so many questions about it. It's just so daunting. Like, stop creating singing shows, for the love of God. Like, why? Who is watching American Idol? I don't even know how to answer that question, man. Like, what year is it? Next part of our conversation. Should we try banana bread? Yes is the answer to that. Cheesecake brownies? Oh my God, yay. Let's make that at home, and let's make a big, big pan of that. Pineapple coleslaw. Can you really put pineapple in coleslaw? I think you could definitely do that and make some sort of ribs like some sort of Hawaiian ribs or something with it. Definitely think that would taste delicious. Is cream cheese dip good? I think cream cheese dip is good, and I think you can definitely make the cream cheese dip yourself. Granted, you could put different things in it, but I think you need to do an investigation for Pinterest and figure out what to put in your cream cheese dip. Also, what chips are you going to dip into the dip with? There's a lot that goes into dip. It's not just dip. It's like it's different elements of dip. So, like, you have to have, like, a thought process for the dip aspect of it. But I say go for it. Nothing's wrong with trying, right? Nothing's wrong with trying. That's the whole point of us making things, to see if we like it or to see if we don't like it. Salami chips. Did you ever think we'd be talking about salami chips? I saw something on Pinterest where the person put salami into the air fryer and they made chips out of it. Now that's really creative and really smart. I wouldn't have thought that someone would have thought of that, but hey, I mean, Pinterest is where you go to find all the cool ideas, and there's definitely a lot on there. And I gotta tell you, salami chips sounds like a good idea. That could be some sort of brunch idea, or definitely lunch, maybe the weekend, or a day off you've got during the week. It's definitely something that would definitely be useful and easy to make. It looks like it'd be very easy to make. I don't even know if you need an air fryer. I feel like you could do that in a frying pan, or you could just put them in the oven. Any one of those options, I definitely think you could do it. You can also do pepperoni chips as well. You buy a little bag of pepperoni, make little chips out of them. Then you made yourself a little chip idea, and it can't be that expensive. Just a different take on snacks. So I say, why not try it? Baked shrimp. I can't remember the last time I actually baked just shrimp. That actually sounds like a good idea. When you think of fish and tilapia, the only thing I can imagine is putting it in an oven or frying it in a frying pan. But I never would have thought of baking shrimp. But that actually sounds like a great idea. I love seafood, so when I get a chance, I'm going to be doing a meal prep next week. I might actually do that. Just bake the shrimp. I don't know what to put with it, but we're going to figure it out. Homemade orange chicken. Now, I know we're always seeing orange chicken, when we're ordering Chinese food or any kind of food like that, whether it's Korean or Chinese or Thai or whatever. We're always seeing these different variations of orange. And I think the different variations of orange means it could be hot or it could be decent enough that you can eat it without a problem. I think if you're making your own orange chicken, you need to make it your own orange chicken. What are you putting in it to make it completely unique, as in your chicken? You need to make it your own. There's nothing wrong with starting, but you need to finish it out with your own options and your own thoughts. And I think that really would make a difference, especially when it comes to things like chicken, because there's so much you can do with chicken. There's so many flavors you can add to everything, and there's so many ways you can make it taste very unique. So have fun with chicken, especially orange chicken, or chicken and broccoli, or General Child's chicken. There's so much you can do, Asian cooking, Chinese food, making the food on your own, getting recipes from people that actually lived in that country. That's the way you build upon flavor, and you're able to create your own flavor. So I say, why not try it? Might end up making the best orange chicken this side of China. So go for it. There's only one way to see if you can make something good. It's if you try. So I'm always about trying new things and seeing if you're good at it. So let's give it a try. Anyways, that is the end of this Friday pod of Born to Be a Star. I hope you're a star. You know that you are a star wherever you are. Whether you live in Germany, Russia, Ireland, Paris, California, or Vietnam. I hope you know how important you are. Whether you're watching All of Us Are Dead or you're looking at Legacies like I am, or Titans, or any of the other shows that I'm watching, hope you know how cool you are. Whether you're reading comic books or an actual mystery book and you have your own book club like I have mine, I hope you know you're in the club of stars. I hope you know that sometimes the world gets dark and with your light, everyone can see. Enjoy your weekend, and thank you for tuning in to this Friday pod of Born to Be a Star. We'll see you on Monday. Bye. Have a wonderful weekend.